Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is Women in Business. This is a program where we feature and support and promote women from all over the world who are sharing their story of being an entrepreneur and how they are bringing light and love into the world. Today, our guest is Lena Jo, and she is a faith-based gender intelligence, life, business, and health coach. She's the founder of the company, the LifePower Institute, and the organization Daughter to the King. She is a two-time #1 best-selling author and an artist with paintings full of life. Let's bring her out. Hello, welcome, Lena Jo. Nice to have you.
Hello, nice to be here.
Where are you joining us from today?
I'm from Sweden, so I'm in the middle of Sweden, close to Norway.
Fantastic. Well, we're thrilled that you're here with us, and we're looking forward to having you share your story so that people can reach out and support you. What would you like people to take away from the program today?
I would like them to know that they have a calling in life, that they have a purpose, and that it is possible to reach it and to have and gain and grow your life power in different areas of life.
That is very empowering, Lena Jo. So I'm looking forward to this discussion. Our topic for today is what is different about your coaching business. And I think this is really important because someone told me once when we first started this platform that on LinkedIn alone, there are over 6 million coaches. I'm a coach, you're a coach. What would you say is different about your coaching business?
Well, many people say that they have the holistic view of coaching. And if you should have the holistic view of coaching, you have to think both body, spirit, and soul. And I think because I'm a physiotherapist, I'm a teacher, I'm a family counselor and a pastor. So I have all these areas, and especially with the faith part. It's not only what I think and if I have good therapeutic skills, but I also can connect with a higher power, and that is the whole difference.
That does make a difference. You're very well experienced and knowledgeable in so many areas. What is it that drew you to this line of work? Why are you passionate about it?
I have always loved to be connected with people and to help people in different areas of life. Actually, I started out as a physiotherapist, and I worked many years with traumatically brain injured people, the one who the doctor said was not treatable, but I still got results. But after a car accident, this job was too heavy for my back, so I had to change. And then I went into re-educate myself as a pastor. And from that on, I started to coach people holistically.
Thank you, Lena Jo, and thanks for your transparency. What do you think it was about having been in a car accident that you made the decision to change fields and to do something else? Because that's a tough thing for people. Sometimes people get very overwhelmed, or they get depressed or sad, and they get lost. And it sounds like you had a calling and a mission.
Yes, I really got sad when this happened, because I had worked a lot to gain my skills as a physiotherapist. I had gone all over the world to learn during my holidays. So I had put a lot of effort, time, and money into this, and I also had just started rehab center for brain injured people. So I also had this building that I had to take care of. And when this accident happened, it was so many things that changed. Firstly, my physical strength was not the same as it used to be. And with these type of patients, I have to be strong. But so I had to do something else. And as also in an early age, when I was young, I wanted to work as a pastor, but I didn't want to, we didn't have the education here in Sweden, and I didn't want to go abroad, and it was very theoretical, so I wanted something practical. And now I had the chance to do something else, and also to continue, because as a consultant with brain injured people and their staff and their family, I did a lot of counseling. It came with the work, and then I thought, well, I could do more about this and still help people.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. And Lena Jo, I'm wondering, because myself as a coach, when I first started out, I would get very much emotionally engaged with my clients. And sometimes I would start crying, and I really had to do a lot of work on myself. How did you do what you're doing and not get yourself to the point where you actually were not providing value?
Actually, I thought it would be difficult because when I was working with brain injured people, I took a lot of my work with me home. But actually, it was much easier. Now I was coping with people who was not brain injured. They were grown ups and they had their own, they could do their own decisions. With my brain injured people, my patients, they were depending on me. I had to take contact with doctors. I had to do things so that they could get a better life. But here I listen to their story, and sometimes it's awful, but they are grown up people and they can decide for themselves, and I can just provide support and questions and also some ideas, but they have to do the work. They have to be the grown up who change their lives. It's not up to me as it was with my brain injured persons.
Thank you, Lena Jo. That's such a great point, because so many times people are looking for that magic wand. They're looking for the fairy godmother to come in. They're looking for something to just magically take everything away. And as we know, that's not possible. It takes a lot of work. I do want to say hello to a couple of people who are watching. Sal Cam George on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. And Shamim Alu, faith is so powerful. Salute you, Lena. She's joining us from Kenya. We just interviewed her last week. Thanks for being here as well. So, Lena Jo, I know that in addition to this incredible work that you have been doing, that you also have attained the status of #1 best-selling author. Tell us about your books.
Well, I've been doing a book called Love and Coaching with Dr. John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus. So we are some coaches, because I am a Mars-Venus coach also. So we have written this book together, and it's a collection of different stories, and I have one chapter there. And then I have another book called Unwavering Success.
And what would people take away from reading your books?
I think they will get hope, hope about how to change their lives, and also some tips on how to do it and how important dreaming is, and also why I started as a physiotherapist, if I take that, or an entrepreneur. It was because one, it was I wanted to have more time with my patients. Every patient just had 30 minutes, And in 30 minutes, what can you do with a brain injured person? And the other one was I wanted to decide myself how much I would work when I had small children. And so it's also about that, how what is normal? What is your normal? Perhaps it's not what the society thinks is normal. Like in Sweden, almost every family has to take their child to kindergarten when they are 1 year old. And I didn't want to do that. So I decided to decide for myself how I wanted to live my life and how I wanted to take care of my children. So that was one of the big things why I started as an entrepreneur. And I'm talking about that in one of the chapters.
That's terrific. Thank you, Lena Jo. And you just mentioned something that I think is really an important topic, especially for women in business, men in business as well. But for a long time, it was really the woman was the one who was responsible for the children. And if you had to go to work, you had to figure it out. Now there's all kinds of arrangements, people working together. It's a beautiful thing. But how do you set boundaries for what you're doing and for your family time? How have you been able to do this throughout your journey?
Well, as I said, you have to decide what is important for you. What sort of life do you want to have, and how much time do you want to spend with your family? And then perhaps you have to do some sacrifices too. My children didn't have brand new bikes. My son had to have his sister's bike, and the other guys were having these with 20 växlar. I don't know what it's in English. So sometimes we didn't go to holidays abroad. So you have to sacrifice something. But for me, it was so important to have this time with my children when they were small, because of the bonding time that's so important. So then it wasn't a sacrifice, but you have to decide what is important and what is not. And how do you want to live your life?
I really like that you just said that it wasn't a sacrifice, because when you're in your lane, when you found your passion and you're doing what you like to do, it's actually a gift. I know for me, I work between 80 and 90 hours a week. So I have no social life, no personal life really, but I love what I do. So to me, this is what brings a smile on my face. I want to get into what you have created with the LifePower Institute. Can you tell our audience what is the work that you do there and how can you bring value to them?
Yeah, my company, the LifePower Institute, is I have like an umbrella. That is the umbrella. And in that, I have different areas that I can coach people in. It could be life or business, health, because I work with a health company where we take blood tests and check the omega-3 and omega-6 balance, because that is one of the foundations for the cells in the body to work. And if you get that in order, a lot of other things can be better. And then I also have the faith part. I have an organization called Daughter to a King, where I have women ministry and conferences where we work with the calling and the purpose and how to come forward and how to be more bold with what you have to do in this world. And then also I'm working with art, because art is also a healing part, I think. When I had my car accident, I lost myself. I couldn't concentrate. I had a lot of cognitive problems and I was very stressed. But when I started to paint, it was one of the healing effects that really helped me to come back again, together with this, to balance my fatty acids. So I also have art retreats where we paint, learn some aquarelle techniques, but also how it can soothe and give you peace and start dreaming just when you're painting. It triggers your dreams, I think.
Absolutely. And it's amazing what you're sharing. We have a show called The Art of Creating Mental Health Wealth with our dear friend Janetta Barry. And we look at that, how art, how the creative aspect of us comes out to help us deal with mental health. So we've got one of your beautiful pieces of work here. Tell us about this.
This is apple blossoms, and it's in aquarelle, watercolor, and ink. And I like to have a lot of colors, strong colors, because it's make me happy, and I want to make other people happy. Right now, I have an exhibition in Sweden with a lot of flowers. Actually, this exhibition, I do a lot of other things too, but this was a flower exhibition. And then I wanted to give hope and a sense of freedom in my paintings. So I think this is a happy painting.
It's really beautiful. Have you had any formal training, or did you just sit down one day and start painting?
I'm autodidact, you could say. I've done some small courses with different artists, but mainly it's by myself.
And how does your journey, for people who are not aware, how does the journey go from when you actually are sitting at home or an office or a studio somewhere painting, that you end up having your own exhibition?
Well, I tried to, first I just painted what came into my head. It's usually from the fantasy. And then I was thinking I want to have an exhibition, and I tried a lot of different ways to paint flowers. And I thought, well, it's springtime. It would be nice to have an exhibition on flowers. So I contacted some places, and then they said yes, and now I'm there. But you have to do some work yourself also to contact people. They don't just call you sometimes, but not always.
So I think that's another good point for women in business, which is that you have to be consistent, and you have to be persistent, and you have to have determination. What can you share with us about that?
Yes, that's true. It's really true. To get your breakthrough, you can't give up. You can't just say, oh, no one wanted to buy my painting this time, I can't have any exhibitions. Because it's not about that. It depends on who is there, who has money, and when you continue, someday it will be a breakthrough.
Absolutely. Thank you. And, I found that something similar in terms of being an author. And I know for myself, I do not write books to get rich. It would be nice if it happened, but I write it because I have a message that I want to share. And it's exciting when you hold the book in your hands, and when somebody actually reads it and writes a review, it's really special. So did you start doing your art so that you could make a big living and get rich from it, or was it really a labor of love?
From the beginning, it was a need inside of me. I needed to get something out. And when you have a trauma in your life, very often old traumas comes back into your memory. And that was true for me too. So I started to paint my old traumas. And when they were gone, I still continued to paint because it gave me so much peace and joy and freedom. So I just painted for me. But then after a while, I thought, why should I didn't have place for many paintings in my home either. So I thought, why can't I give this joy to other people who can't paint, and then they can look at my paintings and get something from that, because it's so much darkness outside in the world right now, and a lot of anxiety. So if you can have something nice to look at home, it can soothe you and give you peace and joy.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so this particular piece is in the exhibition, and how can people acquire this or any of your other pieces? Do they go to your website, or what's the best way?
Well, right now it's under reconstruction, but they can contact me on my website, and especially the Mars Venus coach LenaJoe.com, and they can write, and I can send them. I have a video on my exhibition, so like where I just show the pictures very fast, so they can see it in, and if they want to know more about it and how much it costs, and so they can just write me.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at one of your websites that we have pulled up here and give people a better idea about you and your offering. So this is the LifePower Institute. We offer faith-based gender intelligence, life power coaching in all areas of life. So Lena Jo, could you explain to our audience, what is faith-based gender intelligence, life power coaching?
Well, faith-based is because it's based on the Christian faith. So I take knowledge and wisdom from the Bible, and a lot of coaches and a lot of personal development gurus, they say a lot of things, but they don't know where it comes from. And very often it comes from the Bible. So it's a lot of wisdom that you can find in the Bible. So that's the faith-based part. Gender intelligence, that is the knowledge about how your brain functions, that actually in this time, especially in Sweden at least, we are almost not allowed to say that men and women are different. But if you go into the brain and check how the brain works, you can see, if you generalize, that men and women, they have very small differences in the autonomy, but in the behavior and the way of thinking and making decisions, it makes a huge difference. So the gender intelligence is how you can learn to live a better life with the knowledge of the differences between the sexes. And it's very important in relationships, but it's also important in business and in the workplace and with the children. So that's the gender intelligence. And life power. So many people, when I had my car accident, I lost my life power. I really lost myself, and I had to work to get it back again. And I did it through my faith, through the nutrition, and through the art. And also I went to coaches myself. And to gain and to regain and to grow your life power is very important for your way of living and how you can grow as a person, I think.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Let's go through a little bit and see what the services that you're offering. Here they are. So is there anything you'd like to say about any of these services that you have? I know you've addressed some of them, but anything you want our audience to know?
Well, the life and family business coaching, it is like we're sitting talking together, and I ask questions, and we try to see what is the bottom need actually for this person, and why did all this happen, and how can they go forward in life to have a better life, and also to come into their calling and their purpose, because I believe that we all are created for a purpose. And to find that, it makes joy for me, but also for the world when I can go out and do the things I'm supposed to do. Health coaching, I told you we take blood tests and check the fatty acids, and also have nutrition that can help you to build your cells up, and food for the cells and for the intestine, and that also connects with the brain. So I want to help my clients to also with the body have the foundation, the buildings blocks to gain health. And when you have the health, it's much easier to make good decisions and to come forward in life with the other areas. And faith coaching, sorry.
Sorry, Lena Jo, I do have a question for you. So with the health coaching, and you mentioned about the blood tests, are you able to work with people outside of Sweden where they can send you their blood? Yes. Okay.
Yes, because we can, you can go into my web page and we can order a little test. It's just a prick in the finger. You put it on a special paper. So it sends to you wherever you are, almost everywhere in the world. Some places are more difficult, but most countries. And then you make the prick in the finger yourself, put it on a special paper, and send it to a laboratory in Norway. And then you have a code. So no one knows that it's you. It's anonymous. And then you can go in to a website with your code and get the results. And then I explain it to you, and we can see what do you need to get a better health.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so then LifePower Faith Coaching, I think you touched on that somewhat. And then LifePower Art, you mentioned retreats. Can you tell us more about the retreats?
Yeah, I have weekends, or it could also be weeks or 4 days. It depends, where we paint together. I give out some tips. It could be how to make a good texture. It could be how to paint flower in an atmospheric way. It could be any area actually. But together, if we have these art retreats, we also talk about how it can affect your mental well-being or physical well-being. And like an art of meditation, actually, it could be painting. And you can see when you see the colors are flowing through the papers, and something touches your heart when you do that. And I've seen so many. I had a group of 5 ladies not long ago, where everybody has some brokenness. One had cancer, another one had a stroke, some was very stressed, and another one was depressive. And all of them said that, oh, this was so nice to come together without having to perform, because you don't have to perform, but just to get the healing power of the colors and talk together and be set free in one way.
That sounds like a beautiful experience. Do you have another retreat scheduled or coming up?
Yes, I'm going to have one in September. I haven't quite the date yet, but it will be here in Sweden. And I'm planning to be able to have something online also if you can't travel, but it's a little bit in the future.
That sounds fantastic. What a great way to meet new people and also to help people through their struggles express themselves creatively.
And I have some contacts now in Rhodes and Cambodia and Tenerife, where I've been invited to have retreats also. So, but Sweden is my main part. I live in a very, very beautiful part of Sweden. It's the most beautiful part, I think, and the most Swedish part. So you're welcome to come to me, and just write me on the, it's a place on my webpage, and ask, and I will give you some more directions.
Fantastic. It sounds like a great opportunity. And thank you so much for letting us share your website as well. Anything else on this website that you'd like us to show?
No, I think that's all.
Okay, so let's stop sharing. So we are very interested in having you read for us. If you happen to have any of your work to read, we can take a quick commercial break.
Yeah. From my book, you mean?
Yes.
Or what? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
You have it there?
I can do that.
Perfect. All right. We'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with more of Lena Jo. So please stay with us, and let's honor our women in business. One of our colleagues here, Diane Floyd Boehm, and her new children's book.
Hello, I'm children's author Diane Floyd Boehm, and I am co-host for several of the USA Global TV and radio shows. I joined because of the purpose of the USA Global TV and radio. They provide content for the viewers and listeners, an opportunity for people around the world to have their own show or even be a guest on an existing show. We truly believe in helping others get their positive message out to the world. We also have the opportunity for the listeners. You can watch on several platforms, and on YouTube, you can ask questions and even give a comment. We absolutely love it. I love being part of the USA Global TV and radio because I love positive messages. And who doesn't? And we need more of that in the world. We are a family, and we hope you will join us and become part of the family too.
Welcome back. We are so thrilled to have you here today on Women in Business, and our guest is Lena Jo. Lena, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
All right, so you're going to read for us something out of one of your books, so please take it away.
Yes, I'll just read a short passage here from the Success, Unwavering Success, and it's in the middle of the chapter here. When I had graduated as a physiotherapist, I began working at the Rehabilitation Center for young people with neurological disabilities. I started to love these precious people with everything I had. I found a purpose in life, and I found that God has a purpose for everyone. No one else can decide if a person has a purpose or not. Just the fact that you are here on this earth indicates you have a purpose. It doesn't matter if your parents thought it was a mistake that you were conceived. It doesn't matter if the condom broke And that's why you are here today. It doesn't even matter if you are the result of a rape or abuse. You are not a mistake. You are planned by the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, regardless of what led up to you being here. You were on his dream board long before that ever happened. You are here because you have a purpose, because you are you, and no one else can replace you.
Wow, Lena Jo, that is really powerful. Oh, thank you so much. How did you feel when you hear yourself reading it?
I got goosebumps. Actually, I was really touched when I read it.
It is truly beautiful. I have goosebumps as well. So you really touched me. So, Lena Jo, as we're coming towards the end of the program, what have we not covered that you'd like people to know?
What? Yeah, that's a big question. But I think what I want to get people to know is that you have a purpose and that you are here for a reason. And even if you think that you have lost your life power, it is a way to gain it again. And that I hope that I can help you in that in different ways and different areas.
Thank you, Lena Jo. And I think it's also important, especially as we're on Women in Business, that you never know when your calling is going to come. You never know when you're going to figure out why it is you're here. Sometimes it might take you to your 40, 50, 60, 70 and on. And we're constantly hearing about people, at some later stage in their life doing something that they never imagined they'd be doing because they put themselves out there. And having someone like you to work with is just, it gives you a lot of hope and inspiration.
Yeah, and many people, they get their calling when they are young, and they think that it should happen then and there. But as you said, many people, they are living a long life and they are doing a lot of different things. And then in their 40, 50, 60 or 80s, something happens that all these knowledge and wisdom that you have gained and things that have happened to you in life canalize into what you're supposed to do. And that doesn't mean that the first 40, 50, 60 years are in vain. That there you can also do your purpose. But you can see on Florence Nightingale, for example, she started her nurse school and did all these things for the soldiers in the war when she were middle-aged. And Nelson Mandela, he had done good things and bad things before in his life, before he became the president in South Africa. So the life is a long journey, and you can do good both in young age and in old age.
Very true. Thank you. And what is next in your journey?
I want to develop these art retreats more than I have done until now, because I think there, especially if you have a week, the week retreats, you can have a lot of time both for coaching and personal development and the art and the healing of the art. So I want to do more of that.
Well, anything we can do to help you promote this work, we'd be happy to. And you're welcome. As we close out this show, we do have your 2 websites up. What is the best way for people to reach out to you? And I know you have a social media account. I believe it's on Instagram.
Yes, but it's easier to get hold of me here, I think. And MarsVenusCoachLenaJo.com, there you can send a message. So perhaps that's the easiest way to reach me. You can also do it on the other one, but I think it's easier to write your question. Or I also have an offer that for the 10 first person who write to me, I offer a 20 minutes free call, Zoom call, where we can connect and see if we are a match or if you have any questions or anything like that.
Okay, fantastic. So, Lena, while I close out the show, would love if you go to private chat and just type your offer in there, and then we can put it in the notes so that people can see it long after the program is over. So, thank you again, Lena Jo, for being here. We really appreciate you and hope that you'll come back and see us again soon. Okay, thank you everyone for watching Women in Business. We have a full schedule of programs today, so please do stay with us. We are excited to have you as we start off our week here at USA Global TV and Radio. If you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, it's very easy. Go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, and just book your session. Look at the shows that we have to offer, see which ones resonate with you. We do offer you the ability to be interviewed without any fee for the first 3 shows, and then after that, there's a small fee, as we want as many people as possible to be able to come and share their stories. So thanks again. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Bye for now.